Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss other chemical properties of amines. So in previous video we will discuss about the basic character of amines, aromatic amines and aliphatic amines, and also we compare the basic character of amines. So next chemical property is reaction with acid. How amines react with acid? When we react amines with halogen acid, it form a salt. So this reaction is called a neutralization reaction, and these salts are ionic in nature. So when further it react with base to form a amines along with water and salt. Next, reaction of amines with the transition metal like ammonia amines also combine with the metal ions like a silver, copper ions to form a complex ion, because amines presents a lone pair on a nitrogen atom and it has tendency to act as a ligand, means to form a coordinate bond with metal. So it means when we react primary amine or secondary amine with the silver or copper salt, it have tendency to form a complex or coordination compound, because this amine group donate a electron pair to silver empty orbitals. Simple, in silver empty orbital to form a coordinate bond. Next, reaction with alkyl halide, or this process is called alkylation. So the primary and secondary amines react with alkyl halide to form a tertiary amine, and the primary and secondary amine act as a nucleophile. So this reaction is called a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So on the removal of HX from secondary and tertiary are regenerated. So the amine, secondary amine is act as a powerful nucleophile again and react further with alkyl halide to form a tertiary amine. And tertiary amine further react to form a quaternary ammonium salt. So when primary amine react with alkyl halide to form a salt, further react with base to form a secondary amine. This secondary amine further act as a strong nucleophile to react with alkyl halide to form a salt and tertiary amine. This tertiary amine again act as a strong nucleophile to react with alkyl halide to form a quaternary ammonium salt. So the process of converting an amine, primary, secondary and tertiary, into its quaternary ammonium salt when we treat with excess of alkyl halide, this reaction is called exhaustive alkylation. This reaction is called exhaustive alkylation. If we use on the place of R, we use a methyl. This is called exhaustive methylation. This process is called exhaustive methylation. Next reaction, acylation, or reaction with acid chloride and anhydride. So when COCl group attached to the nitrogen atom. So when we react primary amine with acid chloride in the presence of stronger base than amine, that is pyridine, it also undergo the nucleophilic substitution reaction. So it form a substituted amide. N-alkyl alkanamide. So when we react primary amine, it form a substituted product. Secondary amine react with the alkyl halide, acid chloride to form a substituted product. But tertiary amine does not react because there is no replaceable hydrogen atom present on a tertiary amine. That's why it does not have tendency to react with the acyl group. So ethylamine react with acetyl chloride, it first in the presence of base to form this product, and this further in the presence of stronger base to form this product, substituted product. So this reaction also used for the distinction of primary, secondary and tertiary amine. Next, mensylation reaction. When we react primary or secondary amine with benzyl chloride in the presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide, we obtain a N-ethyl benzamide. This reaction is called Schotten-Baumann reaction. This reaction is known as Schotten-Baumann reaction, which we already discussed in previous chapters. Next, skiff base formation. When we react aldehyde or ketones with the primary amine, it form amines, or it is also called skiff base or anils. So it is a reagent for the detection of aldehyde and ketones. So skiff base on reduction give a secondary amine. When further it reduce, it form a secondary amine. Next reaction is reaction with chloroform or carbylamine test or isocyanide test. So aliphatic and aromatic primary amines, when we heat or warm with chloroform and an alcoholic solution of KOH, it will produce alkyl isocyanide. This test only for primary amine to distinction between primary, secondary and tertiary amine, because secondary and tertiary amine does not give this test. So it's an important reaction, carbyl amine test or isocyanide test. How can you obtain alkyl isocyanide from amine, and from which amine? That is primary amine, when we react with chloroform. Clear? Discuss another test when we reaction with the nitrous acid. So how can we prepare nitrous acid? When we react sodium nitrite with HCl to produce sodium chloride or nitrous acid. When we react this nitrous acid with primary amine, secondary amine or tertiary amine, because this nitrous acid act as a electrophilic nitrosonium ion which react with amine, because amine act as a nucleophile and nitrous acid act as a electrophile. So when we react primary amine with the nitrous acid, it first form a salt, diazonium, alkyl diazonium salt, and further react with water to produce alcohol and nitrogen gas. So the reaction with primary amine of nitrous acid to produce first salt, then react with water to form alcohol and nitrogen. If we react aniline with the nitrous acid, we obtain benzene diazonium chloride. That reaction is called a diazotization reaction, which reaction proceeds at low temperature in cold medium. Next, we react secondary amine with the nitrous acid to form a nitrosoamine. This nitrosoamine is a yellow oily color when react with green solution when warm with phenol and concentrated sulfuric acid. Its color becomes green if it react with phenol and concentrated sulfuric acid. When we add water or dilute it, this color changes to red. If we add in this greenish blue color product of nitroisoamine with reaction with phenol and sulfuric acid, it produce violet color when we add base, sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. This test is known as Lieberman's nitroso test. This test is only used for secondary amine. Next, tertiary amine react with the nitrous acid to produce salt, nitrite salt. Upon warming it form a nitrosoamine along with phenol. In this way, the primary, secondary and tertiary react with the nitrous acid. So it is a reaction to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary amine. Next, another test, that is reaction with aryl sulfonyl chloride or Heisenberg reagent. This reagent is known as Heisenberg reagent. It is also written as C6H5SO2 positive Cl negative. This reagent is known as Heisenberg reagent. So when it reacts with the primary amine to produce N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide, which is soluble in KOH, which is soluble in alkali, to produce a potassium salts, which are water soluble. Further, when we react that salt, it produce again insoluble product, which is from the same as a starting product, N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide. So when we react Heisenberg reagent with the secondary amine, it produces N and dialkyl benzene sulfonamide, but this product is insoluble in KOH. Why? Because there is no hydrogen atom attached to nitrogen atom, which have tendency to lose water. So that's why it is insoluble in KOH. When tertiary amine does not react with Heisenberg reagent, there is no reaction because there is no replaceable hydrogen present in nitrogen, and this Heisenberg reagent to attach with nitrogen or bonded to nitrogen, because there is no hydrogen atom attached to the tertiary amine nitrogen. So that's why this reaction does not show this reaction. But in these days we use para-toluene sulfonyl chloride instead of Heisenberg reagent. Next, we reaction show with Grignard reagent. So when primary amine react with Grignard reagent to produce a alkane along with the substituted product, and secondary amine react with Grignard reagent to produce a alkane, but tertiary amine does not react with Grignard reagent because there is no hydrogen atom present in tertiary amine nitrogen atom. Next, reaction with carbon disulfide. So primary amines react with carbon disulfide to form a dithioalkyl carbamic acid, which further decompose on heating in the presence of mercuric chloride to form a alkyl isothiocyanate. So when we react primary amine with a carbon disulfide, it first form a dithialkyl carbamic acid, which further decompose in the presence of mercuric chloride. It will give alkyl isothiocyanate along with mercuric sulfide. This reaction is known as Hoffman mustard oil, and it is used for the test for primary amine, because secondary and tertiary amine does not give this test. Clear? Next is reaction with carbonyl chloride or phosgene gas. Phosgene gas formula is COCl2. When this phosgene gas react with two molecule of primary amine, it form a symmetrical disubstituted urea product, because if we attach two hydrogen atom to nitrogen, it is urea, but here alkyl disubstituted urea. So two molecule of primary amine react with carbonyl chloride to form a symmetrical tetra substituted with secondary amine to form a symmetrical tetra substituted urea product. So primary give disubstituted and secondary give tetra substituted products, but tertiary does not react with phosgene gas. Clear? Next, oxygen. The different amines give different products when oxidized by different oxidizing agent, and the product depend upon nature of amine. So first we oxidize with KMnO4. So primary aliphatic amines oxidation with potassium permanganate to give a nitro compounds through a sequence of reaction as shown in reaction. So when primary amine oxidize in KMnO4 to form a hydroxylamine, further oxidize it form a nitroso compound, and further oxidize to form a nitroalkane. Similarly, the secondary amine oxidize in the presence of KMnO4, it produce only tetraalkyl hydrazine, but tertiary amine does not oxidize by KMnO4, because primary amine NH2 group attached to if tertiary carbon, it oxidizes to KMnO4 to give a good yield of nitroalkane, Next, oxidation with Caro acids or hydrogen peroxide. When primary amine oxidized with Caro's acid, it form a hydroxamic acid and aldoxime along with N-alkyl hydroxyl amine, mixture of product. So then secondary primary amine also oxidized to form a ketoxime. If we oxidize secondary amine in the presence of Caro's acid or hydrogen peroxide, it produce a ketoxime. N-hydroxydialkylamine. Or if we oxidize tertiary amine, it form a amine N oxide. So aniline also oxidize in acidic medium of potassium dichromate to form a black product of aniline black. So when we oxidize aniline in the presence of potassium dichromate acidic medium, it form a quinone or parabenzoquinone. This reaction is important. Clear? So if you guys have any query up to this, you can call me or through message you clarify it up. Thank you.